Welcome to another video where we are going to go over a method that I have used in several different games to quickly learn agents or heroes or whatever you want to call the characters in the game. But before we dive right into the video, I wanted to mention this fine gentleman. Note the subscriber badge right here to certify him as a gentleman, who I selected to send 5,000 Valorant points to. I really enjoy giving stuff away to my subscribers, so be sure to tell me in the comments what agent you really want to learn, but haven't yet. Speaking of agents, the longer Valorant is around, the more important it's going to be to learn as many agents as you can, so let's hop right into the method for doing this. Step number 1, throw your ego in the trash. This is probably the hardest but also the most important step in the process. If you think you know better than everyone else, it's going to be extremely difficult to openly gain new ideas and digest them. There's nothing more effective at holding you back from growing than thinking you have reached the peak. I can't tell you how often I have watched a VOD of a pro player and noticed some little thing about how they use utility or play a scenario that completely blows my mind. Step 2. Film study is the most efficient way to learn and understand the broader concepts of a new agent. Even without a proper demo reviewing system in Valorant, you can still gain a lot of useful information on positioning, timing, and utility usage from simply watching the minimap in a pro game or on a player's stream. Sure, you could just jump into games and suck really badly for a while as you figure things out, or you could quickly understand a lot of basic things about how an agent is played by watching someone who has already done hundreds of hours of that work for you. Not sure what to buy on a pistol or eco round in terms of guns or utility? Check out a couple of pro players with good stats on the agent and see what they have decided is optimal. You might even discover in a matter of minutes some tricks or lineups that literally took them 1,000 hours of playing to figure out on their own. That's efficiency. It's obviously important to keep in mind that high-level pro play has some added layers of team play that you can't necessarily rely on in your matchmaking games. However, I do think that a lot of their movement habits, utility placements, and rotations have come from grinding out ranked pub games anyway. Step number 3, enter the lab. Once you have filled your brain with overarching concepts of how to play an agent, it's time to hit the lab, or a custom game. In Valorant, every agent interacts with different maps in unique and interesting ways. Dropping into a map with cheats on gives you the freedom to explore the countless options for lineups, setups, and utility opportunities. An important but overlooked benefit of running around and randomly using your agent's kit to find out cool ways to use it on a map is that you get a ton of extra reps on your button pressing muscle memory that will take you ages to accrue in regular games. This muscle memory will help you become more fluid in your utility usage in real games and can be the difference between clutching or dying in tense moments. It's important while doing this step to try and think about your movements and utility in real context scenarios. Think about what using a piece of utility might accomplish in terms of map control or advantage. Throwing up a sage wall to boost like this might give you some sick angle in a vacuum, but in a real game it might leave you super exposed or might even just be impossible to get in position to set up for. The same thing goes for Molly or other lineups, which are only really useful if you can quickly set up for them and use them while under pressure. Custom games are amazing because you can try something hundreds of times very quickly instead of getting a shot to maybe use it once or twice every 45 minutes of game time. Step number 4, it's time to be the best, worst player in every game. This is another vital reason why throwing your ego away is important. After your prep work, it's time to put it into action. This might be controversial, but honestly, it's just the best way to do it. So first pick your agent of choice every single game for the next 20 or 50 or 100 matches until you feel comfortable. You're going to be really bad, but you're also going to learn. Certain things like when to use utility can only be learned through playing the game. Before you guys all start hating me, I definitely think you should start this process in unrated so that you're not just ruining games. Something that I don't think a lot of people realize is that you essentially have different MMR on every agent that you play. Not in the sense that the client keeps 15 different MMRs, but the way that you play will be better or worse depending on how comfortable you are on your agent. Play your main one game and you're going to play at whatever rank that you're at. Play an agent that you've never played before and your gun skills might carry over, but you're going to be using way more brain power to figure out how to do everything else, which will make you play worse. It's definitely possible to reach a point where you have several agents you feel comfortable enough to play at your rank, but when you're first learning one, it's hard to expect great results. One final point here is that you want to be making as many mistakes as possible. Play super aggressively. Push the boundaries of what you think your agent can do. Don't be afraid to use utility or do weird things just because you'll die in some stupid way. Getting to know the potential of an agent is a process that requires a huge amount of failing to achieve. So just go for it. Along the way, you might even discover some crazy new and interesting ways of playing the game. And at the end of the day, everyone learns differently, so hopefully this video was helpful to you on your Valorant journey. Thanks for watching.